Hello, and welcome back to Vintage Story, where last part we left off with me stuck in this hole in the ground, barely surviving. It's a new day, June 2nd, early in the morning, and it's about time, well actually it's about time I eat some berries because I am very hungry after the night. It's also about time to get out of here and get to building. Rift activity is back to calm. If we open this up, it is a rainy, stormy day out. Right. I think it started raining last night, but okay. We're gonna dig this out. And oh yeah, looks like no monsters. Looks like they're all gone, luckily. I say as I immediately... Okay, you know what? I am not dealing with you existing. Get over here. Get over here. Piece of crap. Oh no. You're not getting away from me that easy. Okay, it's a new day, and the first order of business is to make a nice little hut to live in. Something nice and safe, a place where I can store items, somewhere I can heal in peace. And so first step, I want to make a little mud hut. I mean, not technically mud, it's more going to be dirt than mud. But to do that, first off, getting a bunch of dirt, of course. And okay, after a whole lot of digging, have a nice little spot. I'm actually gonna pick that back up. I need that. You know what I don't need? I don't need this third spear. I can put that down. Alright. Now, I've got a nice bit of room. I'm gonna have to cut down a few trees to make a bit more. And nope, that tree proved to be a bit too powerful for that axe. Okay. Just repair it real quick. Yeah, I'll use the flint head. Use it for all it's worth. And get right back to chopping. If your axe breaks without enough durability to take down the whole tree, it will just destroy some of it and leave a bit remaining. But it prioritizes getting rid of all the leaves first, as you saw right there. And from that, I also got a tree hollow, which, from a mod, is a type of storage, which looks like it can give me as much storage as a basket +2. So hey, that's not half bad. And let's get rid of this little bush and tree right here as well. Okay, that tree's gotten rid of. This might actually just be leaves right here. Maybe some branchy leaves in the middle. Yeah, there they are. Forming the backbone of this bush. With those gone, it's a bit easier to get rid of the rest. Oh, another thing I must point out, all these seeds are auto-planted by a mod. Normally you have to pick them up and plant them manually, but you know, that would just take efforts that I cannot be bothered to give. Now, okay, if you want to build a dirt house, now you might be saying, wait a second, doesn't dirt have physics? Won't it, like, fall down if you decide to stack it up and make a roof? And you would be correct with that assumption, but anyone that was eagle-eyed in the last part will notice that I actually did something very quickly in order to make soil that doesn't collapse it on me. When you take 6 soil and put them together like this, you get packed dirt. And packed dirt is pretty cool because, well, for one thing, it doesn't grow grass on top of it, but 2, it has no physics. So it is actually a good building material. And this is what I'm gonna build my first little Stone Age hut out of. Now, I don't need anything too fancy. Honestly, just a little... Actually, I'm gonna get rid of a little bit more of this, and there goes the shovel again, as per usual. I don't need anything fancy. I don't need to build a big hut or even a long house. I mean, I could, but it's not really necessary. All I need is a spot where I can take shelter from drifters and such at night that is big enough to hold a few storage containers. And I can maybe enclose an area in front of it or around it with fencing. And that will keep wild animals from mauling me whenever I wake up in the morning and step outside my door. To start out, let's go, okay, if we're gonna say it is here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then one doorway, 1, 2, 3. Nice little circular hut, plenty of space for everything I need. It is getting dark. Okay, rift activity is calm right now, but right, I've been trying to build all day, so I haven't actually been paying attention to my hunger or that. Ooh, that's lightning. Okay. There's some berry bushes up here. I can quickly nab and then head over, grab my sleeping bag and such. Let's see, back to my little hollow that I was keeping for in case of an emergency, but I think I'll be good enough if it's calm out, rift activity wise. Shouldn't really have any monsters showing up this night. So okay, let's get the walls going here. Don't need anything too fancy at the moment, just a little bit more material needed. Just one, and do I even want it one higher? Honestly, not really. Like 2 blocks high, it's not luxury, but then again, this is a Neolithic dirt hut. Luxury hasn't been invented yet, so yeah. We're just gonna cover this up. And I've got better roofing materials in mind for the future. But now, inside here, I can put my torch down, and it won't go out from the rain. And now I can start the process of moving all of these storage containers inside. Alright, put the bed there, maybe put this on a wall rather than in the middle. And we've got a rather crappy looking dirt hut. And how do I make a door? Is it like crude door? It's the most basic kind you can make. 2 logs, some sticks, and an axe. Okay, I've got plenty of logs in my inventory. So do that. And now we got a crude door, which is so crude in fact that if you open it a bunch of times, it actually falls over. It's like a random chance every time. But hey, it'll keep the drifters out. Now I could sleep here for the night, sure, but rift activity is calm, and as I have pointed out before, it is already June 2nd, so it might be a better use of my time to just head on over. Actually, when do I have... I should have a second spear there. That's how I usually like to have my hotbar. There we go. It would actually be a good idea for me to head out and grab some clay that I saw earlier, though of course put away everything, try to organize my inventory just a little bit. But yeah, even getting rid of all the extra junk, just the stuff I need to have on me, which granted, maybe I don't need the axe at the moment, I can actually just lay that down out here, save a spot. Yeah, not much space to work with, but alright. There was some clay over here. And clay, while being a very useful material and gets you into the pottery age and all that good stuff, clay molding is also a great way to spend the night without wasting time, because it's a bit of a time-consuming process to clay mold, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm just gonna collect as much of this as I can. Okay, this shovel's almost used up, and I've got... looks like 464 stacks and probably a little bit more. I think that is more than plenty for my needs. Okay, put up the shovel, get back in here, and now with... how do I have a sandstone rock on me? You know what, no, I'm not keeping this. That actually isn't useful to me at all. Gonna throw that in there. Okay. Now, I can spend the rest of the night clay forming. So, what you do is, it's much like napping, where you crouch down, right click, and then it gives you a whole list of recipes for what you can do with clay. And, oh yeah, some extremely useful stuff in here. So first and foremost, we're going to make cooking pots, and I'll make 4 because why not? Cooking pots will allow me to take mushrooms and meat and such and cook them into properly filling meals on a campfire rather than just cooking meat by itself. And you saw how the bushmeat like barely lasted at all in the last part. Like I ate all of that in seconds. Now granted it was bushmeat, and funny enough bushmeat cannot actually be used in cooking pots, which is unfortunate, but I mean red meat acts very similarly in that you cook it just straight up over a fire and it'll be gone very quickly, despite it lasting a little bit longer due to being cooked. As you can see with the clay molding, instead of it being like the flint knapping, where you destroy voxels, in this you place them. Now you might be thinking, well, that's gonna take you an eternity. And it does take a minute, but there's a handy dandy thing. Using F, you can select these different modes. And one of these modes is duplicate layers. Now I hold right click, and it will duplicate the previous layer. Very useful on tall storage items like this. So just keep building that with duplicate, then once it gets high enough, it'll reach something where, I need a different layer. And now I could take a measured approach and do each individual voxel here, or I can just do the 3x3 and then cut down what I don't need later. So get rid of all that extra. Then use the 3x3 to go boop, 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 and boop. And now I've got a raw cooking pot. Now the thing is, clay is not good to use for all of its applications. Just straight up, I've got to cook these things, though we will get to that. On top of cooking pots, you want bowls, because without bowls, you can't get the stew out of the pot to eat it. So you know what, I'm gonna make 2 sets of these, because you never know when you're gonna lose a single bowl. And okay, we got 8 bowls now. Gonna put this out here as well. Love ground storage. You can just place so many items on the ground to conserve inventory space in chests. And next, something that's important with the hydrate or dihydrate mod is making a clay jug, because this will allow me to carry water on my person, which is kind of important for long travels and such, especially once I get the ability to boil water and have well water and such, because that means it's more effective than just drinking it straight from a source. And the next level of storage container is also made with clay. So the raw storage vessel here, which becomes a clay pot, and clay pots have, I don't know how many spaces they have. I think they actually probably have as much as these tree hollows I found. But a thing you will notice about all of these containers, and once I'm done with this layer, I will point it out, is that the top there has stored food perish speed. You'll notice how it's 0.27 on these, so something stored in here will perish 0.27 times rather than 1 times. So it's pretty effective if you want to have something last longer. That's also affected by the kind of room you have them in. But a pot is extremely good for storing many things. Meat does decently fine in it, but especially stuff like vegetables, mushrooms, I believe grains. Like, they do fantastic in clay pots. We are just gonna build this up, and you see right here, the tool mode that allows me to duplicate a layer saves so much time building these. I really wish I knew that before I handcrafted the first 3 pots I made in this game. It was quite the painful process. And ran out of clay in one hand, though actually it was at the perfect time, because this is a layer that's slightly different. And get the last little bit on there. And I don't know if duplicate layer like this, when it wants the full thing, is faster than using the 3x3 grid or not. I do not know. Okay, that's enough clay molding for now. Let's just put this away in here. So the question you're obviously asking right now is, well, how am I going to make these into a usable form? And for that, you need what's called a pit kiln. So to create a pit kiln, you just need a single block hole in the ground. And what you can do is you can place the item in there, fill it up with the proper materials, light it on fire, and boom, there you go. Though of course it's not that simple, because lighting a thing on fire in the ground kind of doesn't work when you have flammable things around, like grass and such. So if I'm going to make a little spot for a pit kiln, or a few of them rather, I want it to be made out of a material that doesn't burn and isn't going to have anything that burns growing right next to it. So actually gonna trim this bush a bit preemptively and get some extra sticks while I'm at it. You can never have enough sticks. But let's say I want a pattern like this, so you know what? I'm gonna dig out all around it. Okay, get rid of all of these. And you know what, just for conformity's sake and good measure, I'll make sure the bottom of these are made of the same material as everything else. This isn't completely necessary, it's just the aesthetic that I like. Okay, so packed dirt works perfectly fine for this purpose. Stops stuff from growing, it is not flammable, doesn't have physics to it. You know, go ahead and use packed dirt if you want. But there's material that I think looks a bit better, stands out a little bit, which, funny enough, is made with packed dirt in the exact same way. And that is rammed earth. And rammed earth has this nice gray, I mean, it looks almost rock-like coloration. So we are just going to fill this entire little area with that, run out of that, no problem. Just gonna get a bit more packed dirt, turn that right into rammed earth. Its properties are pretty much identical to packed dirt. And now, oop, did not mean to fill it in right there. I am also going to build a bit of a strange structure. Let's see, I need just a little bit more. Because one thing you don't want is water, in the form of rain, getting on these pit kilns while they are cooking. So putting a nice little cover like this will prevent that, and will also prevent me from walking on top of them while they are going. And okay, we got 5 pit kiln spots. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look, we got 5 items waiting to be cooked. So we're just gonna place them in the hole. Only take a second. Let's put you back here. Get all of the bowls. So step 1, and ooh, I do not have the materials for that right now for all of these. I'm gonna have to actually collect a bit, but step 1 is to put a bunch of dried grass in here. Build up as much as it will allow, and I'll be back in a second with more dried grass. Okay, back here, make sure these are filled up. Fill you up. Get you. And you. Okay, I have enough dried grass for that. Next step is to get some sticks. Lay those on top. Like so. One of the many reasons why you should always have a massive supply of sticks. And the next step is to have fuel on top. Now, the only fuel I've got available to me at this very moment is firewood. So I'm gonna use that. Not the most efficient, but... oh, look, I don't have it on me. Let's pick you up and get right at it. Now, you can use a few different materials for it, though what me and my friends usually default to is peat. So next time I'm out and about and there's a peat deposit around, I'm gonna collect a bunch of that, much in the same way I collected all that clay. Because it's actually very efficient for use in pit kilns. Okay, now I've got all of those. Take some source of fire, like a torch, and light it on fire. And in 24 in-game hours, all of this will fire into some proper pottery. And excess firewood I can just plop down on the ground like so. And we've got a little thing going here. Now it's getting late. I would like to actually head way up north towards spawn again to get some thule, because that is straw. And oh no. Okay, nope, things were too close. Things were too close. Hold up. Okay, this is bad. We're just gonna chop this down real quick. It'll be fine. Everything is under control. Ignore the massive fire spreading all around. It's fine. Ooh, come on. You're taking a while to chop for being on fire. Come on. This is just a stupid flint axe. It's not that good. Come on. And... okay, I better be chopping down like 3 trees. Okay, there. Chop you down. And, ooh, you've just been taken. Let's see if I can get some of that wood before it goes. It seems to have... okay, it's burnt itself out. Okay. Whew. Yeah, forest fires are no joke. That's why I immediately went into panic mode. Okay. Rift activity last time I checked is calm. Middle of summer, so the nights aren't so bad. Honestly, it might be worthwhile for me to head up tonight and just travel overnight, and also hit any peat deposits I know of along the way. So I've got that fuel for the future. In fact, there's a peat deposit right there, right next to the spot that I want. So you know what? It would not be a bad idea for me just to head up right now. This is probably good enough. Let's see, I've got a little pack on my back. I've got improvised body armor. It's still somewhat good. It's nothing crazy. I say somewhat good. It hasn't broken. It's not good in the slightest, but it hasn't broken, which puts it, you know, slightly above not existing. Previously, I was very hesitant to explore at night. Well, one, because it was dark and such, and two, oh, that's copper bits. That is native copper. Heck yeah. See, this trip already worth it. Already worth it 100 times over, just for finding that. Like, when I'm trying to scope out base locations and such and explore the landscape, I really don't want to travel at night because the limited visibility, it just will screw up with my ability to actually find good locations. But when I already know where I'm going up here. I don't really have to mind that all that much. Now, I'm still marking a lot of the stuff I see along the way, because that's how I fill up the map. That's how I make sure I know of a lot of good materials and stuff, is by going, oh hey, look, it's on mushrooms here. We're just gonna mark that, and one day I'll be doing a mushroom run to get a bunch of that, and I will know exactly where to look. And oh, what the heck is this? Got little ruins here. Huh, with rough-hewn fences and such. Interesting. Little well. Okay, who knows how deep that goes. Ruined lanterns, a huge oak tree right there, dang. Quite a few mushrooms, won't mind marking these. Bunch of creepy animal noises. Man. Ooh, obsidian. Nab some of that. And what do we have here? Broken anvil, not good for anything. Singular bald cypress seed inside of a crate. Okay, you know what? I'll put the ruin mark right here. And I'll plant that seed right there. Interesting, yeah, that's like all... oh, consumed by the forest and... oh! That's a good find right there. That's an actual functional bed. That works 2 hours, yeah, 2.5 hours more than my current one. Alright. What we got in here? Turnip seeds. Actually, I'll put you back in there. Oh, I find turnip slime. Oh, that saves me some time. You know what? Screw it. I'll pick up some lime. Don't mind if I do. Right, empty crock. Okay, this is a fired clay good, but I don't really want to bother with just having one. So I think... yeah, I'm done with this area. Let's keep a move on. Oh no! Oh no, that's a moose! That's a moose! Nope, 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 nope. Jeez, oh, that thing is on me. It is on me. Nope, nope, nope. Get away from me. Gone. Holy crap. Yeah, those things are tear you to pieces. And they're relentless. Oh. Give me some black crowberries right there. Whew, okay. That was horrifying. I hear a little sound off to my right, and it's a whole moose. If it wasn't for that cliff right there, again, it caught on the terrain. Might not have turned out so well for me. Alright, here we are, and oh, would you look at all of that Thule out there. Beautiful. Now, the issue right now is my inventory's actually gotten a little bit full in the meantime. And okay, looks like we got 364 stacks, and you know what? Let's just finish off some berries to get some space in my inventory. Okay. The good news is I can actually carry these in a bit more of an efficient way. Now, for what I want to do with them, I want to turn them into hay bales. And well, I can turn them into hay bales right here and save me some space. Let's see, I need rope for it, which, okay, that takes a bunch of cattails, but lucky for me, this spot also has a few cattails lying around. Let's see how many we get. Oh yeah, I get 4. Oh! Do it like automatically, like a huge amount, because... Oh, it did! It uses up as much rope as it can there. Okay, that's interesting. Unless something just screwed up and some mod is breaking, which is completely in the realm of possibility. Ooh. Oh, that's an issue. My knife broke. Now I could just make another flint one, but I forgot to bring the obsidian bit that I wanted to use for an... Ah, great. Yeah, use for an obsidian knife. Okay, at this point I've got roughly 32 straw bales worth. You know what? Let's call that good. Okay. We're gonna say that this is good. We can get a couple stacks of peat for the way back, and you know what? Gonna eat some berries. There's actually a lot of cranberries around here, so you know what? Eat all these extra berries I found and get full up on cranberries for the journey back. Yeah, look at all these. And let's see, it should be... Ah, there it is. Huge amount of peat here. So very simple to collect. As with clay, just dig it out with a shovel. Okay, let's get a few bricks in there. And you know what? I might call that good. Like, that is a very decent number of peat bricks. Maybe one more. Maybe one more 32 stack and I'll call it good. Okay, that's good enough for me. Now we can start the return journey. Alright, from this point onwards should be smooth sailing going through this pine barren here. Not much to get in my way. And I don't know if these areas just have less animal spawns or what. I swear they do have less animal spawns. But regardless, even if there is an animal in here, much easier to see with the lack of foliage. Oh! Would you look at that? There is borax here. Okay, exactly what I was talking about earlier. Just exploring, making sure you find more areas, making sure I take a roundabout route back rather than just going straight back the way I came. That's borax. That is okay. That's amazing. I'm not gonna need that for a long time, but ooh, this is a neat kind of cobblestone. Okay, we're gonna put this ruins. One day I might come back and look at this. Yeah, borax, extremely useful much later on in the progression. Actually, I'm trying to think, yeah, it's the point where you have iron and you're going into meteoric iron or even steel. And the funny thing is, all I need is just one little piece of borax, but man, sometimes it can be a real pain trying to find that. But that's actually relatively close where I'm setting up shop, so that is fantastic. Oh, hello drifters. Okay, get out of here. There goes one spear, but that's fine. That just means... Oh, I don't have the means to actually skin you right now. Right, not having a knife will do that. Oh well, I can't be bothered. Just a little bit. Oh. Tool vessel. Okay, what do we got in here? The typical. Hey! Oh, hey, look, a flint knife. How perfect to skin you with. Got nothing out of you. Where's your buddy? Oh, hello. You are not his buddy. You are different. Get out of here. Oh, geez, I can't hit him in this foliage. This is actually awful. Nope. Okay, that's not fair. I can't hit you in there. There we go. Okay, there's nothing from you. You missed. And oh, now there's even more of you. Got the Bow-Torn Convention going on over here. Let's skin your buddy real quick. Yep, that hurts. Thanks for that. I can throw harder. Oh, hello, pig. Where the heck? Okay, no, I just need to get out of here. I think that's probably the best course of action. Oh, hello, Shiver. Yeah, that's probably the best course of action. Nope, you're not dead. You're actually plain dead. Come on, skin you, skin you. Okay, where's that last one? Okay, you know what? Let's get a move on. I'm wasting time now. Getting sidetracked. I need to go this way. And, okay, you know what? I don't care about this or that. Put that away. Okay. Right, home sweet home. Pick up all this so I can mess around with it. Get that jug, which fill up with water. And that's 3 liters of water in there. Okay, nope, cooking pots and big pot. Okay. Okay. I put this down in here and okay, I'm running out of room. I can solve that later. Okay, there's a lot of stuff I would like to do, but I don't have much space in here to do so. So you know what, once I'm done organizing my inventory, I can get rid of this straw bed. Replace that with a nice aged wooden bed, which gives 9 hours of sleep, which is just fantastic. Before I end this part, I think this place deserves a proper roof. So, okay, with straw, if I remember correctly, they make slanted straw roofing like this. So let's say I take 32 and I go, okay. Get 8 out of that. Okay, right, so I can comfortably... Yeah, I need that much. Alright. And we'll begin. A bit of a difficult one. There we go. Get that there. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, come on. A bit difficult trying to get all at the right angle. Okay, and then how do I want the corners to work? Okay, I think I've got the configuration I was thinking of. So, step 1, place a corner piece like this. That's an inner corner. Put the, okay, no, not like that. Put the outer corners like this. And that is actually a nice little convincing bit of straw roofing. Okay, I've got layer 1 going, and you know what? A nice little path to the roof would be nice for continuing construction. Okay. I'm gonna need, what, 2 more layers of this? I think it's gonna reach a point in roughly 2 blocks. Okay. And okay, at this point it becomes a square, 3x3 square with a center, which means I need, I believe it's like this, right? That's a ridge. How do I make a tip? I know there's like a little thing. Hold up, I can narrow this down. Straw roofing. Straw roof tip. Oh, okay, just requires 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, need that. Along with... Okay, doesn't exactly look the best from the top, but... I can kinda keep it from getting comically tall if I use a half block. Or a half whatever, straw roof bottom as it is called. So... I now realize there's no straw roof bottom corner. Okay, there goes that plan entirely. Okay, place the roof tip there. And then get this on each corner here. And now I need 4 outer bits, and these spots... I might need 8 outer bits. Let's do 4, test 1 on these, and call it good. Okay, that's 4 right there. How does it look when I put one, like, here? That honestly looks amazing, actually. Wow, okay, right. Oh, yep, I need 4 more of these. And now, that should be a very convincing straw roof right there. Lovely. And with a few little overhangs, which might be useful if it rains a lot over here, which apparently it does. But yeah, that is not looking half bad at all. And I can improve this a little bit more. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of all of the stupid normal dirt in here. Replace that with some nice packed soil. And okay, now that the floor is this nice packed dirt and oh! Hello there, you are not packed dirt. That is a wilderness trail from the wilderness, I believe it's called the Wilderness Trail mod. You'll notice this is actually soil. It looks like packed dirt because I've actually just been stomping on it. The more I walk in a spot, the more developed the trail gets. Really cool mod. I really like it. You make these like natural organic paths like to and from all your places of interest. So I think this is all... Yeah, this is all good. Okay, that was just one anomaly. Right. Pick up my shovel again. We're gonna add some windows. And, okay, you can't be there anymore. Alright, and we're gonna use fencing to make them. So take some sticks like that, get a knife. Let me get some nice wattle fences. And oh yeah, this is all coming together very nicely, I would say. And one last thing I can do before ending this part is make a rope real quick. Put some straw on top of that. I can make a nice little straw hat. And oh, I can just vomit it out of my inventory rather than putting it on like a normal person. Now, oh yeah, doesn't that look nice? So alright, having firmly established myself into the pottery age with some nice pit kilns there, plenty of peat behind me that will keep those going for quite a while for all my pottery needs, and having my little dirt hut more or less complete. It's got a door, it's got windows, it's got a nice straw roof that doesn't look half bad. I think this is a good spot to end this part. Next part, what am I gonna do next part? There's just so much. I mean, I could leap right into copper if I felt like it, make more goods, maybe collect a bit of meat. Yeah, that'd be good. Actually, have to make a cellar, charcoal pit. Ugh, so much to do. There is so much, don't even know where to begin. But that's all for next part. All I can say now is thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.